Hi, it's Laura here with Metabolic Code and another Boomer Bust. We're sort of focusing on the holidays right now, and one of the tried and true old favorites of the holiday times is pumpkin pie. So what I like to share is how we can have our favorites and still be relatively healthy and not totally blowing it on every single food at the holidays, and also giving pointers for those that definitely need to be gluten and dairy free at the very minimum at the holidays due to food immune reactivities. So one of the ways that I do pumpkin pie is I always find a good organic pumpkin. It can be any brand. I do look for organic and organic spices if you can find them too. But the non-dairy component, because when you make pumpkin pie, you need condensed milk. This brand I see in a lot of stores, Nature's Charm, and it's really saved our life in this house because we definitely need dairy-free. And this is unsweetened, condensed, evaporated coconut milk, so it's thicker. That's what you need in a pumpkin pie recipe. And what you do then is you can pick whatever sweetener you're going to use. I review some sweeteners in my other Boomer Bus, but try to get a low sugar brand. And but use a coconut milk based evaporated milk in place of condensed milk. You still have to use sugar then, but it's a great way to get the dairy out of the recipe, and I've done it many times and it still tastes great. Now what do you do about a pumpkin pie crust? There are gluten-free crusts that you can buy pre-made. Actually, I choose to make ours as more of a pumpkin pudding, and so I make it crustless, and all you do is you put some oil in your pan. Once you've got your pumpkin custard made, you dump it in and you just bake it in the oven, and you can use a non-dairy whipped topping and serve it in a little soup, like a nice little custard dish. And we do it crustless, and it tastes great, and it's a way to cut down a little bit of carb. But Nature's Charm evaporated coconut milk saves the day for dairy-free pumpkin pie or pumpkin pudding. So it's a boom. Here, you know, the holidays can present a challenge to when you're trying to eat healthy throughout the holidays, right? So one of my best pointers for that is make sure you don't forget about your vegetables when you serve holiday meals. The other big challenge is watching the amount of sugar you take in and eating allergen-free for those of us that need to watch allergens like wheat and cow's milk dairy. So I have a really great pointer for you for this holiday season, and this is a product that I found last year. Imagine portobello mushroom creamy mushroom soup. Why is this so important? Because when you want to do your favorites at the holidays like green bean casserole, but you need wheat and dairy free, mushroom soups are almost impossible to find dairy free, and this is one of those that are dairy free. So you can use this in place of the mushroom soup in the recipe. You can find a gluten-free French fried onion ring product that's available on the shelf, or you can make your own. Last year I used gluten-free flour, dredged my onions in, fried them up in a pan, and used those made fresh. They were really great. But either way, convenience. But the mushroom soup that I used last year at Thanksgiving time and the green bean casserole, thank you, Imagine, for coming out with gluten-free and dairy-free mushroom soup. It tasted great. No one knew the difference, and I was able to have one of my old faves again. Imagine brand portobello mushroom gluten-free, dairy-free soup. Boom. One of the products that saves your life at the holidays is this Spectrum brand. I've come to really trust Spectrum oils. They make great organic oils. What do you do when you want to bake cookies and you don't want to use butter, you don't want to use regular hydrogenated oil shortenings? You can turn to Spectrum brand organic shortening. They use palm oil, and it bakes up just exactly like a regular shortening, but it's a lot healthier because it's saturated fat from nature instead of from man-made hydrogenating the oils. So these come in handy for pie crust and cookies especially. KRUSTEAZ is a brand that I really like their flours They're not going to be low carb. You're going to be carbing it up a little bit on the holidays. That's okay. But I've used these and they bake up great, and you can trust it to turn out. I like the ones for baking that you know they're going to be a little lighter, so I don't necessarily look for high fiber. The other thing that saves your life at the holidays, thank goodness for LAKANTO brand. This is a great sugar replacement sweetener. It bakes up almost exactly like regular sugar, and there's almost no absorbable carb. It's MONKFRUIT and erythritol based. I like the golden one. They have a white one, but whatever the recipe calls for in sugar, I do about 3/4 that amount, and it turns out great. It bakes up wonderful. They even have low sugar chocolate chips, LAKANTO brand. So this is some pointers for some products to help you get through your holiday baking. All of 3 of these are boom.